Emily's future thinking paired with delusion and inflated sense of self sent her home. I don't think there's anything wrong with thinking that you're a dream girl, but I also feel like you need to know who your target audience is. And I feel like the problem with Emily is that she thinks that her target audience is everybody. It's very much giving everybody fancies me. And then we add in the pick me mentality. We saw it when she was basically comparing herself to the Casa Amor girls, saying that she's the wife and Tommy is going to come back to his wife. Almost as if she's wifey material and the Casa Amor bombshell girls were just playthings, good time girls, if you will. Now, Emily already had a situation in there where she thought that things were going better than they were and was gobsmacked when she got dropped by Connor. We even see elements of this with the argument that she had with Tony in the beginning when Tony decided that she didn't like her and didn't really want to explain herself. Emily was going around the house saying, I can't believe that they don't like me. I'm so nice. I'm so nice to everybody. I can't believe that they've written me off. I can't believe that they don't want to be friends with me and that they're claiming that there's something wrong with me. She just couldn't fathom that. And at the time, we didn't really have much to go by to really believe Tony entirely. But slowly and surely, we started to see the traits that Tony was talking about. And we can see that Emily is a little bit delulu. Now, Emily already had a situation where she had coupled up with somebody and she thought that things were going better than they were, and she was shocked when she got dropped by Connor. And you would think after this situation, she would be a bit more cautious. By coincidence, she ended up with Tommy. Tommy's strongest connection, Megan, got dumped, so they kind of had no choice but to get together. And they were going reasonably well, but in my opinion, it was giving very much empty nesters. There was no chemistry there, but in Emily's head, they're going well. And the reason why they were going well is because there was no threats coming in. There was no threats coming in for Emily, and there was no threats coming in for Tommy. Not once did Emily check in with Tommy to check in to see how things were going, whether he was still open to. In her head, she just assumed that she's Tommy's dream girl and they're going to make it to the end. So now she goes into Casa. She didn't find somebody that she connected to, but she just couldn't fathom that Tommy would even think of coming back with another girl, let alone actually coming back with another girl. And to be fair, with Emily, I can understand why she would assume that Tommy would be loyal to her. Now, if Emily was coming from a perspective of, I don't think Tommy's going to connect with any of the other girls, I could potentially see that. But I think Emily genuinely believing that Tommy was not going to entertain the other girls because he thought that what he had with Emily was so strong, I think that was a little bit delulu. Personally, I think Emily could have found a connection that she had that was as good as Tommy's, simply because the connection with Tommy wasn't really that good in the first place with the Casa boys that was there. But in her mind, she had already decided that she was going back to Tommy and Tommy was coming back to her, and they were going to continue to the end. And she didn't want to risk that, and that's why she played it safe and didn't couple up with anybody. And her playing it safe was to her detriment. She put herself in a vulnerable position, and she ended up getting dumped with the rest of the single islanders, which was Giorgio and the Casa Amor people that didn't get picked. And personally, I think that was the right call from the producers. Giorgio, he was team furniture. I feel like he's better suited to Love is Blind. And I feel like for Emily, kind of the same. She was a part of the gossip crew, but she was very much a background character. Even the things that she said to Tommy, like, I didn't expect this from you. I thought you would be loyal. It wasn't really giving because, girl, you were a bit delulu. You were very delulu. Her and Tommy were giving mum and dad. It wasn't giving much entertainment. So I think it was the right call to send the single furniture background characters home. But I'm going to hear from you guys. Do we feel a little bit sorry for Emily? She got the short end of the stick. You know, she saw Tommy coming with this blonde 21-year-old bombshell, and then she has to pack her bags immediately. I mean, she said she would rather leave than have to see them flourishing, which I think she honestly would rather prefer. But I think moving forward, I feel like the future thinking needs to stop and at least communicate with your partner to see where they're at instead of just thinking you can read a man's mind. But I'm going to hear what you guys think of the situation.